union debates, and this is a much anticipated moment. We will be hearing from the candidates for president of the student union. My name is Tom Revaniak. I'm a faculty member at CBU, and I'm very humbled to be serving as your moderator for the next half an hour or so as we get a sense of the visions of these candidates for the students union and for the university. Just a reminder of the format. I will be inviting the candidates. They've drawn lots to give opening statements of 1 minute. We'll then have questions from the floor that have been collected by Eleanor and Gabrielle. Those will be posed to the candidates. They'll have 30 seconds to respond, each candidate. I will have the discretion to ask a follow-up question if the question seems to beg a little bit more discussion. We'll go through as many of the questions as we can. There may be an opportunity for the candidates to pose each other questions, and that is the discretion of the moderator, depending on how we're doing, covering the different themes that have been raised from the floor. Without further ado, I'd like to invite the candidate who drew lot number 1, Harshit Kohli, to give his opening statement. And maybe for this we can use the podium and then we'll use the handheld.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Harshit Kohli. I'm from India. As you all know, I'm standing for president in student union elections. So I'm going to give you a little brief, explanation. So what I'm going to be doing. So elections are all about choices. So if I become president, I will give my 100% effort to bring the union forward. I will build a positive attitude between students and the union members so they can correlate. And if I become president, I will try my best. If I become president, I will try my best to do whatever is good for students and the union. So the main problem, I was talking to the students, and most of the students gave me some problems, so that is common. So I will just like to discuss some problems later on in the conversation with my fellow candidates. And this is all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'd now like to invite Gunny Brar to present his opening statement.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Gunny, also known as Pratik. Some people call me Gunny, some people call me Pratik, some people think that Gunny and Pratik are twins. I'm a third-year nursing student here at CBU. I am an international student. I have been involved in the school at different positions. I've been a student ambassador for CBU. I have been a peer success coach since my first year. I am a residence director as well. I also volunteer with a lot of events at school. I volunteer with the International Student Center. So I look forward to be an open and transparent leader for you guys, just to raise your voice to the faculty and towards the school. I have my platform up on the Facebook page and website, and I have posters up there. So I'm pretty sure you guys have been looking into that. You guys know what all the other presidential candidates have to offer. Again, we have an awesome supporting staff at Students Union, and I look forward to working with them in order to provide you guys the best service. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to invite Ankar Anivar to present his opening statement.
Hello everybody, my name is Ankar Anwar and you guys can call me Anchor, and I'm honored to be here to present you guys about my passion. My passion is create a unity of culture. My passion is create a culture of inclusivity and a family-like environment for every single one of you in this classroom, in this school. And it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter when you come to CBU, everyone here is good at something, everyone here is passionate about something, everyone here has something to share with other people. And what I want to do is bring out your passion, bring out your talent. I want to provide you with the opportunity and the environment that you can share your passion with us, with every of the community, and together, let's build CBU the way we dream of. Thank you.
So now we will move to a question from the floor. The CBUSU has a rocky past with our advocacy group, the Canadian Federation of Students. How would you navigate this tricky relationship and or potential decertification from CFS? Again, the CBUSU has a rocky past with our advocacy group, the Canadian Federation of Students. How would you navigate the tricky relationship and or potential decertification from CFS? First responder, Gunny Brock.
So most of you guys know what CFS is. It's Canadian Federation of Students, and CBUSU is a part of that. Last year, and I think in 2015, CFS sued us for around $250,000, and CBUSU is still paying that money to them. Next year, in 2019, we have a revoking committee to reevaluate our membership into CFS, and I look forward to exit out of that committee and try to be a part of the Student Nova Scotia Society. But again, that's something that students are. That's an initiative that's to be started by students, and Students Union will always be there to support you guys for that.
Thank you. And if you could pass the microphone to Anchor.
Speaking of the matter of CFS, we have to be in CFS. We owe them a bunch of money, so we have to pay for it back, and we need a period of time to do so. And next year, it depends on students' choice to get into CFS or not. I'm gonna do a petition, do a survey about our area students, and it depends on everybody's will to join it or not. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Harshi?
So I heard about this too, that student union was sued by the CRF, Canadian Representative of Students, and so according to me, I would like to make if I become president, I will tackle this problem by making some changes in the student union's budget, university budget, to fix some problems in the university, so some money can go over there, so we can fix our relationship with them. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So I'll ask a follow-up question related to this one. What would you like to see a national or provincial student advocacy group do for the students of CBU? What positions should they take, or what activities should they initiate to be helpful to the students of CBU? Start with Gunny.
So again, CFS, it plays a major, like any student body plays a major role in the student union organizations. All student unions are a part of this kind of organization, and CFS has not been doing a lot of stuff for us lately. Because CBUSU is a smaller society, a smaller organization. So in a bigger pond like CFS, our voices are not being heard, and that's why I want to make sure as a president that our voices are being heard and CFS does stuff for CBU.
Thank you. And we go to Anchor.
Yes. We have to join the CFS because it's a Canadian federation. Every university will have more advocacy power if we join the CFS. But for the provincial part, I don't think we need to join the Nova Scotia students' body, because first, it's gonna cost a lot of money to do so, and second, we have our own problem to solve first. I think our budget should move to contribute to our university, contribute our campus before we join to other students' organization body.
Thank you.
So, according to me, if we have a link to CFS, it will be really helpful to us, because it will help us to make links to other universities and other students. So our university will go over all of the Canada and all of the world if we are the part of CFS. Because if we are a part of CFS, then we have our reputation. So our past will be forgotten and we'll be moving on to the future. Yep.
Thank you very much. So we'll proceed to the next question that has been submitted from the floor. Every candidate says he or she wants to improve transit services by working with the CBRM. What specific plans do you have to actually make this happen? So improvement of transit services. What specific plans do you have to actually make this happen? We'll start with Anchor.
First, I will talk to the district club councillor and then start to talking to the municipal government about 1-year trial plan for every bus in half an hour, one bus, and to see how things go for only 1 year. If things goes well, if everybody join it, great, keep going. And then I will do a petition about how, if we change the bus timing to half an hour, will students join it? And if students gonna join it, they're gonna sign it for it. And yes, that's my plan. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. Hershey.
So, most of the students I talk to, they have same problem. Almost 90% of students have same problem here. So, if I become president, first of all, I will be talking to the CBRM and municipality. I will be emailing them, or if that don't work, I have another plan, that is, I will be requesting student unions or the university to launch their own bus service. That will be helpful in the business, and it will be helpful to the students too.
Thank you. Gandhi?
So guys, CBU has been trying to work on this transportation issue since my first year. I remember the student union election at that time, and this has been a major issue from past couple of years. What I plan to work on is I want to talk to the municipality about it, because now we have a lot of international students. The international student population has been increasing a lot every term. 90% of the Indian students right now use the bus service. I personally have used the bus service as well. The waiting lines are huge. People who have 9 a.m. classes, they have to get up for class at 7:30 to get the bus, right? So again, as Ankur was talking about the trial period, I'll talk to the municipality about the trial period in order to run better bus service.
Thank you very much. So just a little more time on this theme, which has been raised in a number of quarters. What specific improvements would you like to see to the transit service so that CBU students are better served? And we'll proceed in the same order.
First, I would like to change it to the half an hour instead of 1 hour. And secondly, we can do it more frequent on the high peak time, especially at 7:30 bus. Lots of people couldn't get into the bus because it's full. So at that high peak time, we can organize it with little bit like 2 buses at a time or 3 buses at a time to fulfill those needs. But on other time, half an hour should be fine. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Hershey.
So the main problem with the bus system here is they are too much full right now. So I would like to make changes. So I would like 2 buses at the time, and 30 minutes the travel time, 30 minutes in between every bus. And another problem I have been raised is the price of the bus pass. It is too much for some students. I mean, a lot of students. So I would like to put my focus on that too.
Thank you. Gandhi.
I agree with both of the candidates pretty well. Like, getting bus service every 30 minutes would be a good step. Also, we have a lot of students who are from North Sydney, and there's no bus service to North Sydney after 5:30 p.m. So students are not able to get it home, right? They have to take a cab, spend $20 a cab. So I'll make sure that while talking to the municipality, making sure that buses go to places like Sydney Rivers or North Sydney after school hour, at the end of school hours, so people can go home. Right?
Thank you very much. And our next question that has been submitted from the floor. CBU is unique in the fact that we have Unamagi College on our campus. What will you do to ensure that the voices of Indigenous students are heard and their concerns addressed? So very similar question to one we had for the EVP candidates. Again, CBU is unique in the fact that we have Unamagi College on our campus. What will you do to ensure that the voices of Indigenous students are heard and their concerns addressed? Harshu.
So I really like the fact that Unamagi College is in our university. It is a unique fact. So if I need to hear their voice, I have to go to them, talk to them, and bring them to our student unions and talk to their problems, and it will benefit both of us. and I would like them to be the part of the student unions too, and this will be benefiting both president, vice president, and the union members.
Thank you. Gani?
I would like to work with the Aboriginal community as well. We have a huge Aboriginal student population at CBU. We have around 500 students out of 3,500 students at CBU. And Aboriginal people are really important to the community. We have smaller cities outside Sydney, like Wakagama or Membertou or Eskasoni, that have major Aboriginal population. I want to work with the SU to create events during the school year to promote more culture awareness about Aboriginal people. So most of the international students should know why Aboriginal people are important to this land.
Thank you. Anchor?
Promotion is a big part of my plan, and I'm gonna make a talk show in the Students' Union body. We will have our own talk show on our own YouTube channel, and at that time, Indigenous culture representative can be invited as a guest speaker to talk about their culture, talk about their spiritual stuff, and we will communicate between our students' body here and Indigenous representative and share their ideas and thoughts. I think talk show would be a great idea for that. Thank you guys very much.
Follow-up question to the candidates. In the process of campaigning, in your dialogues and discussions with Indigenous students on campus, what have you been hearing about concerns, needs, and aspirations of Indigenous students? And what can you do, what could you do as president to address some of the concerns and fulfill some of the needs and aspirations? Okay, we'll start with Harshin.
I've been talking to the students there, so their main problem is that CBU students and the college students, they don't talk much. So they need to get together, get to know each other, so that they will become friends and get to know about each other's problem. So that will really help. And another problem is that some of the places are concerning that they never come on this side, we never go on that side, so that should be reducing. So we have to go over there, talk to their problems, and I would like to make them the part. Thank you.
Thank you. Got it.
First of all, I would like to do a little survey here. How many of you guys know where Utamaki College is? I would say 80% of people right here don't even know where the college is. So with Student Union, I would like to promote where the college is and what events are happening. They have an event happening today at 11:30, and I bet you know. Most of you guys don't know about it. But again, as I said, a lot of events for the Aboriginal society, Aboriginal people have been happening during the summer, but we need those events to be happening during school year. And I've been talking to a lot of people in the Aboriginal society, and that's what they've been talking about. The international students are not aware about the history of Aboriginal people. Thank you.
Anchor?
I would like to create a culture of inclusivity. As I mentioned earlier, I would like to create a culture of uniteness. We are all human beings. What was different is we share different culture background. And what I'm gonna do is do more culture exchange programs. We have students from all around the world, and we are all the same human beings, so we will have more culture exchange program to do so. And I want to create a sense of belonging to this school. Sense of, thank you guys, sense of belonging.
Thank you. Proceed to the next question that has been submitted from the floor to future president. What can you do to help with our Wi-Fi situation, bad connection? What can you do to help with our Wi-Fi situation, the bad connection? And our first responder, Gunny.
Recently, students have been having a lot of problems with the Wi-Fi. We just got a new contract with Bell lately, and same for the residents. A lot of residents complaints as well for Wi-Fi. But I look forward to be working with the IT, because that's what Student Union is for, right? Raising voice for the students in order to get better equipment, because there's still a lot of dead spots in campus for Wi-Fi. A lot of times I'm sitting in the class and the Wi-Fi is not connecting or it's not working, and I cannot even have access to Moodle or other library websites. So So I'm going to make sure that I'll work with the IT in order to get better Wi-Fi services.
Anchor?
Yeah, if Wi-Fi is slow, let's change it. Let's change a different provider, maybe. I don't know who is our way with the provider, but I'm willing to find out and find a better provider to change it to a faster Wi-Fi. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Harshit?
So, I'm a student too. I know the Wi-Fi is worse in cafeteria. The Wi-Fi is really bad in cafeteria, but in the classes they are good. Library is more bad. So I would like, if I need to change the Wi-Fi system, I will like put it in a place in which we have the maximum range in the cafeteria or the library. Library is the main place for the Wi-Fi because students have to study there. So I will like to help the IT department to get the better contract and other stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll proceed to the next question. Do you have any plan in mind for preventative measures with respect to sexual harassment on campus? Do you have any plan in mind for preventive measures with respect to sexual harassment on campus? First responder, Ankar.
We are university students here. We are educated people here. If there is things like that happen, that's disgusting. That's literally disgusting. We should take zero tolerance to those behavior, to those actions. If there is sexual harassment happen on campus, we can first inform them, give them a big punishment such as expel, something like that, because this is zero tolerance. The way I see it, if there's sexual harassment happen, they should be expelled. Thank you.
Thank you. Harshit.
So, as my friend told, the sexual harassment is the worst thing that any student should do. We have zero tolerance, not only in CBU, anywhere. Anywhere in Cape Breton, anywhere in Canada, anywhere in the world. So, if anybody even try to do that, first of all, he will be going to the dean's office, he will be so I would like to request the dean to give the as hard punishment as he can get to spell it. To spend it out from the school and
Thank you. Gani.
So CBU has been doing a lot of measures to prevent sexual harassment. So you'll see posters all around the school. I look forward to be working with the school, with the union to provide more awareness against this. And as both of the presidential candidates were saying, we have zero tolerance policy for this, and we have had cases in Nova Scotia for sexual harassment in our fellow university in CFS. It is a shame, but again, as I said, we're going to work for it. We're going to spread more awareness for sexual harassment.
Incidents of sexual harassment and sexual abuse are major concerns on campuses across the country. I wonder if the candidates can take a little more time to follow up on their responses with respect to what they will do to promote awareness and to promote a culture of safety and respect. So we'll start in the same order with Ankar.
I think we should be more we should encourage people to report sexual harassment. If things like that happen, if I see somebody sexually harass somebody else, I would go report first of hand, and I encourage this behavior and I promote this behavior because it's campus. Most of the time there will be people around. If we see that happen, let's do it together. Let's report it together. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Harshit.
so what I will do, first of all, we have to create an awareness among the students. So because if anybody is sexually harassed, he or she don't have to be silent. He or she should come up to me, to anybody, so they can take an action. So I would like to create awareness by doing plays, by creating posters, and telling every single student, so they don't have to sit down, they don't have to be depressed, and they have to come up to me so I can take an action. Thank you.
Thank you. Gani.
So I have two major points for spreading the word for sexual harassment. First of all, I would love to work with the Boardmore Theatre to create plays to spread the word about sexual harassment and how it's not tolerated at all here. Second thing, I also want to work on an application for CBUSU, and it would have you would be able to submit an anonymous post on that if you are harassed or if you want to complain or if you want to report anything. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we'll proceed to the next question. In regards to your platforms, what have you done to educate yourselves on what the union is already doing? For example, have you reached out to Paper Times to see what they are already doing to expand their audience? So again, in regards to your platforms, what have you done to educate yourselves on what the union is already doing? For example, have you reached out to Paper Times to see what they are already doing to expand their audience? Harshit.
So I really don't have much idea what to answer this question, but I can try. So personally, I have never gone to Caper Times and never seen Caper Times here. So what I can do, if I become president, I have to promote that thing, because a lot of students don't here know what Caper Times is, and most of the students know about the Caper Radio too. So nobody listens to that, and if I become president, and I would like to do my plans and everything on the Caper Times.
So I have been involved with the school for the past 2 years. As I said, I'm working as an SRC for Students Union right now, and I have been aware about the Capers Time lately. The thing is, Capers Time is doing a good job. The only thing is, we're not doing a good job at promotion right now. We need to bring the Capers Time out. We need to have Capers Time available at the cafeteria. We need to promote our radio station more. We need to have stickers around at the Student Union property to promote Caper Radio more, so people should listen to it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, just before Anchor gives his response, I'm just getting some feedback that it's a little bit difficult for some members of the audience to hear. So I wonder if those who are within hearing range of me, if we could maybe just sort of probably try to create a little bit of a pocket of quiet around the debate to make it a little easier. Thank you. Anchor.
Our students' union has been doing a good job for the last few years. There's so much good things happening. For example, there is Women's Center, Caper Time, LGBT Society, all kinds of society. For example, our Public Health Society is one of the really good one, and I have been involved with the Public Health Society. We do activities together, and I think we should encourage those society events. Make more students-driven entertainment. Whatever students like, what their hobby is, they can make a society of it and find people who share same hobby with it and build CBU together. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Anchor. So I guess we are ready for our next question. And it is, how much do you know about the relationship between the student union, the student council, and the board of governors? So again, if you'd like to comment on the relationship between the student union, the student council, the board of governors, we can include the Senate in this as well. So the relationship between the student union, the student council, board of governors, Senate. We'll start with Gunnar.
So yeah, Tom, thanks for the question. As a president for the Students' Union, you have to be involved in the Board of Governors and Student Council and all that stuff. We know we just got our new president for CBU, Mr. David Dingwall, right? Our last president before Eleanor, Mr. Roy, was on the committee for hiring the new president, which is a lot of student involvement. Students have always been, as a president for the Students' Union, you get involved in a lot of the executive decisions for the campus and for favor of students.
Thank you. Anchor?
Speaking of this, yes, as a Students of Union president, I will organize more meetings, more events with the Students Board of Students Counselor. Not only Students Counselor, also our students coordinators. They don't have much involvement in the school, seems to believe, but I want to get them involved, get everybody involved. I get not only all those counselors, not only all those Senate, we need everybody's voice to be heard. And thank you.
Thank you. Harshit?
So that's a really good question. So if I become a president, there should be a relation between the student union council, student union board, and board of governors, because everybody has to correlate to make a final decision. So I can just give an idea. So the rest decision will be in between all of those. So if anybody of those have a conflict, they can just raise their voice, and everybody's voice should be heard in the union council and the board of governors. Yeah.
Thank you. A follow-up question. So as student union president, you would have an automatic seat on the board of governors and on the senate of the university, as well as on the executive of the senate of the university. How would you use that seat and that influence? What issues and proposals would you champion as part of the governing bodies of CBU? We'll start with Gani.
As part of the committee, I would make sure any infrastructure that's built at CBU would have a major say what students actually need. I would make sure for every change that CBU is making, I get proper feedback from students about what students need, because that's what student union is for. Thank you.
Thank you. Anchor?
Sorry, can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
So as student union president, you would have an automatic seat on the board of governors and the senate of the university and on the senate executive. How would you use that seat and that influence to champion issues and make proposals?
Yes, because all this issue, all the decisions that we make are going through those board of governor, board of senate, and because I have a voting seat in the position, I will hear from students. Whatever students want is what I'm gonna do for the school. And I have few more platforms and everything ready, and all of those I'm gonna do it with students, with board of governor, and get votes in it. I mean, like, sorry. Anyways.
Thank you. Harsh.
So, as a president, I'm a link between students and the student union council. So, every single student, I have to be like, if I become a president, so I have to raise the voice of the students. That will be my main job. So, if I raise my voice and I will give my idea to the board of governors, and if they have any problem with that, I will tell their problem to students. So that is how we'll fix the problems between the students and the union. Yep.
Thank you. Okay. So the candidates were also advised that there may be a moment where they could pose a question to the other candidates. So I'll provide that opportunity now. So for a candidate to ask a question that could be answered by both other candidates, and then I will invite the other candidates to reply to that question. So Anchor, if you had the opportunity to ask your fellow candidates a question, what would you like them to respond to? And this would be a question that both candidates could answer, generally asked.
I would like to ask for the free book policy. A group like BC Campus Online, first with Nova Scotia doesn't have it, and for getting free books, they took 2003 to 2013 to get prepared. It took 10 years, and it took $9.5 million of funds to the project. With Nova Scotia deficiency in financial situation, how will we gonna pay for the free book services? Thank you, that's my question.
Okay, thank you. So Harshit, if you'd like to respond?
So for that, we will have to make some plans so that union can make money so that they can pay. So for making money, I would like to promote more events. I would like to do more stuff, more trips. And as you know, there are a lot of international students, and they don't have any way of transportation. So I would like to generate a way of transportation so it can make money, and it will be benefiting both students and the union too.
Thank you. Gani?
So yeah, I do realize that it took 9 years of work for OpenBC to be set up, OpenBC Campus project to be set up. But now when the OpenBC at Campus online project has been set up, Alberta is working with the BC government from 2013 to use the same database to use their online books, OER it's called. And Manitoba started using it last year. Ontario is trying to get access to the same database this year, and I would like to work with other schools in Nova Scotia to get access to the same data.
Thank you. So now, Harshit, I'd like to offer you the opportunity to ask a question to which both other candidates can respond.
So the main problem I have heard is there are not a lot of events and stuff not going on in the student unions. And if there is event, then there is no much space in the pit. So we need to, so how will you tackle that problem?
Thank you. Gani?
So events are already being organized at CBU. The only thing is we don't have enough people showing up at those events. So I would want to work with promotions to do a better job at promotion. As I was talking earlier, trying to get an application for CBUSU so we can get the message out to every single student who is a member of SU. That's how I want that in the situation.
Thank you. Anchor?
All of our events has to be student-driven entertainment. Whatever students want, we will do those events. We will make it happen. All will be passion-driven entertainment. For example, if I love dancing, if I love singing, I will make a society of dancing or singing, and I love that, and I will do the best job that I could because I love it. Thank you, guys. I will have more student-driven entertainment and promote it on talk shows.
Thank you. So Gani, I'd like to invite you to pose a question to which your fellow candidates can respond.
So in one of the campaign strategies, I read about getting MSI faster for students in Nova Scotia. So I would want to know how is that practical, how is that visible? And if that is practical, and if you can make that possible, because a lot of international students are not aware about how dental and optometric care works in Canada. And everybody here knows dental health care is super expensive. So if you're not covered under the international health plan from CBU, how is a student going to pay $2,000 to $3,000 for a dental surgery if something happens to a student who's only been here for 2 months?
Thank you. Anchor, would you like to respond?
For the MSI, I'm not encouraging every international students to dismiss their international insurance plan. But for the MSI, if we have it, it will be better for us, and it will be easier if we go to a hospital, if we go to even Max Bill Center or every clinic. It will be much easier procedures than going through insurance. It's gonna take a long time to get the money back, and then all those problems, it takes a long time. So MSI is much easier, so that's why I'm going to promote everybody to have MSI coverages. Thank you.
Thank you. Harshit?
So I have been here for 2.5 years now. So first year I completed, I have my CBU insurance, then my friend told me about the MSI, so that's really helpful. I have been to hospital last year, so that saved me around 30,000 bucks for my surgery. So I would like to tell students for the first year they should use the CBU insurance that they get from home, and after the 1 year I would like to tell students about the MSI, to contact them, make their health cards, and that will be really helpful in any hospital in here.
Thank you. Do we have time for another question submitted from the floor? Okay. I think we have time for one more. Yep. So looking back at CBU's history, you might see a decline in student engagement in extracurricular activities. This year there was a strong push on event promotion. Some form of promotions used include posters hung around residents in the school, handouts distributed on tables at CBU and under doors at residents, advertisements on pit menus, chalkboard designs, TV graphics, and posts on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Even though students knew about these events, they sometimes still didn't attend in large numbers. What events do you think would increase student engagement and pull them out of their residences and homes? So I believe we're at Harshit now.
So according to me, most of the students here like sports. So I have heard about this thing. I never seen it like in 2 years. There was something like CBU Olympics. I've heard about it, but I didn't see it happening. So if I become president, I will be focusing on that too, because cricket, it is our sport. And I would like to promote that. A lot of students like to know about new sports. So if there will be something new, there will be more students, and I will promote everything as much as possible.
Thank you. Gani?
So I want to start something known as happy hour at school. I want to work with the faculty as well to have an hour in a day where you should have no classes, at least 2 days a week. and that's when I want to that's when I want to organize all the events, so everybody who's on campus can get involved into those events, and nobody can be like, oh, I have a class, so I cannot make it to the event, right? And
Thank you. Anchor?
2 points. First, students-driven entertainment, as I mentioned earlier. If the entertainment are driven by students, driven by their passions, they're automatically gonna join it because they love to do it. Second, promoted by talk shows. 5 minutes, short and sweet. Put it on YouTube, put it on the TV over there, put it on the Students Union website. Everybody gonna watch it. It's not gonna take long time, and you will know everything happening around campus, around school, and make your own decision. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. So we'll proceed now to the closing statements of the candidates, and we will go in reverse order of the opening statements. So Anchor, I would invite you to give a closing statement for a minute.
Can I use the podium?
Yes, you may, yes.
Thank you. I'm here not only for 1 year of presidency. I'm here to build the future foundation of CBU whole community. Everyone says they want to build a community, but do you understand? Do we understand what is community? If you take a good look at the word community, there's a unity at the end. But that's what makes people always forget about, and that is what matters the most. And that is exactly what we are going to fight for, what we are going to do it together and only together. Thank you guys very much. And thanks for the audience, thanks for the candidates. And thank you for organizing this event. Have a nice day and stay positive.
Thank you very much, Anchor. Gunny.
so yeah, CBU is one of the major financial drive for a major city center outside of Halifax. It's a major university out here. It's a major part of the community. So, coming as a president, I would want to get more involved with the community and try to get more events where community is more involved into the university as well. That is also going to help us raise funds and trying to get more sponsors for the school if we have more community involvement. And as we're talking a lot about the Aboriginal community, I want CBU to be more targeted towards the Aboriginal people as well, and towards other parts of Cape Breton. And that's all I want to work for CBU. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Harshi.
The wise man once said, imagination is more important than knowledge. So I would like to create as much as ideas as possible to bring it to student union and bring it to students, and I will be making a positive attitude among everybody, and I'm not here for just doing stuff. I will be there for students and student union because I have to see both of the places at the same time, and I will try my best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Harshi. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for the candidates for president of the student union. Thank you very much for offering your energy, your ideas, your time, for caring about this great university, and for being part of, I think, a very positive democratic process. Thank you for all the questions that have been submitted. We tried to get to as many as possible. The attendance here this afternoon has been, I think, very impressive, and that's a really good sign about the spirit and the future of Cape Breton University. So I hope everyone has a good day. Enjoy the rest of the campaign, and I think Gabrielle has an announcement. Great, yes. Gabrielle has reminded me that we do have some SRC candidates here. And so if you are an SRC candidate, we have allotted 2 minutes for a statement if you would like to make one. So are there any SRC candidates who would like to make a statement? Yes. So welcome, and I'll invite you to use the microphone, the podium.
Hello everyone, my name is Bruce. I study General Science of Engineering Transfer Program and Applied Mathematics, double major. So I'm running for International Student Representative of Science and Technology. The reason why I want to the reason why I think I'm eligible for this kind of activity is that I have 2.5-year Chinese Technical University experience. I studied in Nanjing Technical University, rocket launching. Basically, it is the computer manipulation about the rocket launching and the weapon launching procedure, so that I know more about the advantages of Chinese Technical University educational system and Nova Scotia engineering educational system. I know the advantages, I know the disadvantages, and I can make the mutual part more and more perfect. So, if I win this election, I will do the connection with a lot of engineering transfer programs. As we all know, we only have a Bachelor of Engineering transfer program related with Dalhousie University, but I know some financial connectors with University of Alberta and some United States universities. I have some classmates that study there. If I win, I will get more and more chance to for the engineering and the Bachelor of Science students to talk with them, so that everyone will get more and more opportunities. They will improve them and they will get a double degree or triple degree. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Are there any other SRC candidates who would like to make a statement? Welcome.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. My name is Amol Shaji and I am doing Bachelor's in Environmental Studies in CBU. I am standing for the International Student Representative. The reason why I am standing for the international students is that the international students are facing a lot of problems today from this here. So I like to bring it up to the union and I like to do something for that. The first concern that I have to call upon is the transportation. There are more than 500 international students here and everyone is paying 60 CAD as a bus pass and still they are not getting sufficient buses. And the same, there are a lot of international students in Canada and most of the students get a bus free in different parts of the Canada, whereas we pay double the fees as them, and we are not asking for free buses, we are asking for just sufficient buses. So if there is only better transportation, then only a place can get developed, then only people can be much more interactive. The next thing that I would like to bring up to is the proper orientation to the international students. Through the proper orientation, I meant that there is an orientation CBU, but we will only meet the CBU representatives because each and every international student is from different parts of the world. They have faced different laws. So we should be given some ideas about the traffic regulations in Cape Breton, your lifestyle, how to get adaptable, how to be more interactive, how to get the government certification, how to get the same, how to get the minimum requirements that we need to exist here. That's what I meant by the proper orientation. The next thing is that we should be given some off-campus legal support because there's a lot of problems that the international students are facing outside, especially when it comes to the landlord and the room cases, because a lot of international students are paying too much of the fixed deposits. Paying a 3,000 CAD as a advance for a house is not a fair. So even though they get some negative, but they could not complain because they don't know anything about that. So the union should give some legal supports to them. And also the other problem that they will face is that they should be given some workshops that get adaptable. And that's all what I stand for. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Are there any other SRC candidates who would like to welcome?
Hi, my name is Rahab, but I'm using Rupi as to be easy to pronounce in all tongues. I have a big interest in international cultures. I love the diversity that I have seen here in the CBU campus. And there are some problems that face me as an international student that have come here without going to any other universities. So I was a high school student before. So and I have got support and help to face these problems, but I know that not every international student would be very lucky as me to have these problems solved by someone who is supporting him or her. So I was trying to have these problems made easier from the beginning. First of all, the setup. When everyone comes here, so they need some mobile phones or some SIMS cards, some laptops, and other thing that they don't know how to use Moodle or the CBU University's page on the website. So I would be happy to help everyone with that. And another thing is that on-campus and off-campus living and residence, there are some problems with this. So there are people who are living in off campus, but they have trouble with the bus. So I would like to offer some and recommend some places to be lived in near the bus stations or bus stops, because I have seen some people, international students, that are running every day to catch the bus. And another thing that I'd like to have some cultural events, because everyone should be proud of his culture. So we'll have some representing cultures events, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Are there any other SRC candidates who would like to address your fellow students? So ladies and gentlemen, once again, sincere thanks. Enjoy the rest of the campaign, and let's all keep working together for an even better CBU. Thank you as well to the organizers who did a lot of work in preparation.